There's two things I gotta get done for camp. First, I gotta take my tent down.
We hung the tent in the barn because it was a little rainy the other day and everything got wet. So I figured this was a good way to dry it before we store it. I don't want it to get, you know, moldy, mildewy type stuff. So let's take this down. I'm not too concerned about folding it up right now. Maybe we'll fold it up better in the house. For the most part, shake anything off of it. This isn't a bag.
I don't know what it is.
Was this a welcome mat for your feet? Might have been. So if you have a ridge line running across and you have something with a loop that you want to attach to it, say a tarp, because tarps usually have eye inlets, eye holes in them, whatever. Either way, you make a loop with the ridge line, put it right through there, and you put a stick or something in here, so when everything pulls tight, it's not going to pull through. Don't even have to knot it. This tent has these things for the poles, so it was really easy just to go like that to hang the tent up. It worked out pretty nice. Come on. You gotta shake it out a little bit. Go high. So Steven's going to camp this week. I'm not going with him. His mom is. The doctors won't clear me to go, so I can't go. That's why we went out in the tent the other day. It's a real bummer for me not to be able to go, but I'm kind of excited that your mom gets to go because she never does stuff like that. And I know, but it's gonna be fun for you and mom. Trust me. But right now, we need to find Steven a knife. What kind of knife does it need to be?
A lock.
A lock knife? What does that mean?
When you open it, it locks, so it
So
doesn't.
it can't fall back.
Yeah, it can't fall back, but then like.
That one might work.
What's the biggest knife I've ever seen?
There you go.
This is so big.
You want to take that to camp?
No,
You think
I
they'll
want
let-
smaller.
They won't let you have that at camp?
No. This
Open it
is
up. It
big.
locks. It locks.
How do you want to do it?
It locks.
It does lock, but how do you want to do it?
Here, let me show you. Take it, and then you push this back here. You keep your fingers away from the blade. Don't keep your fingers like that. You push this back here, and then you slowly close the blade. That way you always have control of the blade. You don't do it fast, you do it slow, so you always have control. The problem is this doesn't lock closed either, so if you're walking, it could open up on you.
I need a small one.
Here's this one. It's not that sharp though. Get this one. This doesn't lock though. Do you need an axe?
No!
Why is that knife open?
I'm trying to close it.
Dude, what are you doing? What's going on?
Dude, I'm trying.
Why is that knife open right behind me? I
I'm trying to
you
close
don't No, you don't practice right behind someone like that. What if you were holding it like this and I backed up into it or something? You want this going in me?
No.
Dude, you're not. I'm giving you a Play-Doh knife. Get out of here. Oh, won't you watch any of my videos? Come on. I did a video on knife safety. He was out there when I was shooting it. What's going on? Okay, so it's a little controversial here which is the best knife. This knife is a pocket knife. It closes, goes in your pocket, nice and compact. It doesn't lock open, so if for some reason you hit it the wrong way, it could potentially come back and cut you and stuff like that. I understand that part. This knife locks open, but it's huge. Maybe not the safest thing for a kid, but it does lock open. It does fit the criteria of what he's allowed to have. And if you do put that over there, I guess it kind of keeps it closed. This one's a little medium size, not meteor. It's a medium size. Need to clean it up though. It's really dirty, so we're probably not taking that. The other thing, it's a little dull, and a dull knife is a little more unsafe than a sharp knife, believe it or not. A dull knife, you're gonna need more force when cutting through something where you're possibly gonna slip and cut yourself. For a sharp knife, a little less force, you can easily cut through stuff. I would prefer just a little hatchet. You could do most work that he's gonna need to do with a hatchet. And believe it or not, this is a Boy Scout one. See, it says Boy Scouts of America. Got this at a garage sale, or estate sale actually. I would much prefer a Mora knife. They're cheap, they stay in their holster really well, super sharp, nice rubber grip, nice little, I forgot what that's called, but so your fingers don't slip. You get a nice full grip on it. I don't have to worry about this blade falling back on me or anything like that. Maybe not this particular knife, but a small knife that he could use. I'd much prefer that. This little hatchet is my favorite one. Picked this up at a garage sale. Cleaned it up. It had like black electrical tape and stuff all over it. Cleaned it up, sharpened it up. It's really sharp. You could do a lot. You could easily make a feather stick with this one. I love this thing. This thing is great.
It's your favorite?
Yeah. I also picked up the little Marbles camp axe. Took forever to get it because it was on back order. It didn't really come super sharp. Had to sharpen it up. Took a little bit of work. It's a little bit bigger. Split a little bit more wood with it, but I love this too. Now I need to go wash my hands because when I was cutting down the trees, when I got poison ivy, I used those axes and knives. Just in case that Eucerin, I think it's Eucerin oil from the poison ivy is still on that, I don't need to get poison ivy again. So I need to go wash my hands. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I just finished washing my hands. I'm no joke, I'm not getting poison ivy again. I watched the video. It was the worst. It was not fun, and I had it for months. I mean, it took I'm surprised I didn't have scarring on my wrists and stuff because it was blisters upon blisters upon blisters. And stupid me, I took a butter knife and just kind of popped I just scraped it along and popped every blister. Probably not supposed to do that, but I kind of got some relief from it. Don't recommend it though. Watch the video. Can you take this? Sure you can't take this?
I'm sure.
Okay. What about this?
It's a weed whacker.
It is. This is my non-gas powered weed whacker. Works great, especially on tall weeds. What about this? Can you take this?
That's a Grim Reaper's
Yeah. I think that's all the tools I have. It's all the tools. I'm just joking around. Oh, I know what this is. I got confused for a second. This is my last box of knives here. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's this one. See, I'd rather give you something like this because you can attach some paracord to it and loop it around your belt, but it doesn't lock in place, so you can't use it. My Leatherman Wave would be great. This is just, you're not getting that. There's this one. But you can't have that. There's this one. You're gonna be going in the water, right? This is like for diving. This would be nice.
Does it lock?
It doesn't lock. But what you do is you put that through your belt loop, and then you put the knife through this loop, and then it stays on your belt. It doesn't fall off, and you don't lose it. I'm trying to think of where I might have some more knives. I know I have some that were my grandpa's that I cleaned up, but I honestly can't remember where they are. And I don't even know if they'll work for what he needs. They lock, but they don't have a little loop for a lanyard. I don't want you to lose this thing. I don't exactly know what you're allowed to take, but I'm kind of leaning towards this knife here. I have no issues with SOG. I like SOG, SOG, whatever you want to call them. My very first multi-tool that I bought was a SOG. Fortunately, I broke it and I do have to send it back. I don't know what their guarantee is. Hopefully they fix it. But I'm leaning towards this knife. This is more of a fishing knife. It's got a little sharpening stone to sharpen your fish hooks and such, but you can at least open it with 2 hands, close it with 2 hands just the same. Be safe. It's got this little gimmicky ratchet thing on here that sounds like a fishing reel. I don't really care for that. I want to put the clip on here, but I don't have the screw to put the clip on. Maybe I can find a screw somewhere, but at the very least we can put some paracord on here. But you gotta be careful because you don't want that to open up in your pocket and you go to grab it and you stab yourself. We'll think of something. So you show me how to open it. But if you're shaving a piece of wood down, you're gonna hold it like this, okay? And to close it, don't keep your hands here. Remember, just push that button. Always hold the blade and close it slow. There's no reason to do stuff one-handed. There's no reason to go fast. Just go slow. Because when you go fast, if you let this slam in there, you could have your pinky right here, and if you let that slam in, it's gonna go so fast it'll cut your pinky off. Remember the time that I think it was this finger? I cut the tip of my finger off. I cut the tip of my finger off at home while searching through the junk drawer. I was looking for a 9-volt battery, and you know how you search through a junk drawer, you kind of just grab, you paw at it and move stuff out of the way. Well, the blades to the food processor were in there, or the blender, or whatever it is. They were in there. So I went like this to move stuff out of the way and just ran my finger straight across the blade, and it cut the tip of the finger right off. It was, well, not right off, it was hanging on there just by a little tiny bit. I honestly really didn't even feel it. It was that sharp. I knew something happened. I brought my hand up, I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of blood. This is not good. So I kind of just grabbed everything and held it. My wife had just left at that time, and was Robin born? I think Robin, yeah, Robin was born, wasn't she?
No.
I don't know, I'm gonna have to check on that. Either way, I don't do good with cuts and blood like that. Sometimes I'm fine with it, but other times my body just doesn't like it, and I'll pass out. That's a whole nother separate issue and story that we'll tell a different day, but it wasn't good. I'm like, Steven, grab my phone, call mom, let her know what happened. I don't know how bad it is. I don't know if I need to go to the hospital. Regardless, by the time she got home, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what? It's still there. It's pretty meaty. That's what's left. I mean, there was a good flap that was like a big meat flap that was, I just kind of pushed it on, put a bunch of Neosporin on it, and taped it up like crazy. And then I made a little finger splint out of that thermoplastic stuff that I have so that I couldn't bend my finger so I wouldn't reopen it. And it healed. You should go to the ER, go to the doctor, don't do stuff yourself. But I didn't, and it's good. I have feeling. It healed up. I didn't lose the tip of my finger, although I probably should have. So, point is, be safe. So I think we're gonna let you take this knife, if you're allowed to have it. We'll see.
We can always get an extra, like we can bring 2 knives just in case they don't let me.
Well, you know what? I have 3 knives you can take if you can juggle.
What? Oh, are those gigantic knives?
Yeah. All right, these are my juggling knives. Now, granted, they may not be super sharp, but if you're flipping these around and they hit you on the head or your wrist or something like that, they're gonna hurt. They're pretty beefy, they're heavy. They're like the equivalent of using a dull machete, and that can be very dangerous if misused. Just the same, fun to juggle. Although I recommend taking off your rings if you're gonna juggle, especially with something like this that's heavy. I made the mistake of leaving my grandpa's ring. Remember that one I was trying to find when we went to the wedding? I left my grandpa's ring on when I was juggling these, and these things actually bent the ring onto my finger, and it took forever to get it off. I had to bend it back to get it off. It was a pain in the butt.